Okay, we're going to do some pranayama, some yogic breathing. Pranayama is the Sanskrit for yogic breathing. The prana is your vital energy, your life force. So the breath is probably the most important part of your yoga practice, and mastering the breath can be quite tricky sometimes, but it is really important part of the practice. So you're going to come into a nice comfortable seat with your legs crossed if you can. I'm sitting on a bolster. You can sit on a block, you can sit on some cushions or a couple of books, whatever you've got handy. So the reason for this is to sort of bring your pelvis forward. So you sort of perch on the edge of the bolster or the block, and the pelvis tilts forward, allowing the spine to come more easily out of the back of the pelvis. My knees are lower than the hips. I've got quite a big platform here where my shins are on the floor. So this is nice and comfortable, and I can sit here for quite a while. If this isn't accessible to you, you can sit in Sukhasana, which is easy pose, which is more of a general cross-legged pose. If sitting with your legs crossed isn't comfortable at all, you can come and sit on your knees and just bring some cushions between the feet into Virasana, hero's pose. Just keeping the spine long. Otherwise you can sit on a chair or you can sit against the wall, as long as you're nice and comfortable and your spine is nice and long, for the breath to move up and down and in and out of the body more freely. So I'm in Siddhasana where the feet are crossed. Okay. So just settling into this pose, bring your hands onto your knees, root down through the sitting bones, and then just feel the lift up through the front of the body. The pelvic floor is engaged. There's a gentle lift in the lower abs. The lower ribs move in. The chest, the heart is lifted, and there's widening through the collarbones. The spine is nice and tall, and then you're just drawing the shoulder blades onto the back of the ribs, so the shoulder girdle's nice and stable. Tuck the chin in slightly, so you've got length in the back of the neck, and you're pulling up through the crown of the head. And then just bring your attention to your breathing, close your eyes. So breathing in and out through the nose. And just noticing the quality of your breath. So the inhale comes in through the nostrils, quite cool and dry. And as it leaves the nostrils, it's quite warm and moist. So you can feel the exchange between the internal and the external. So you might find the breath is quite fast-paced and rugged, a bit irregular. It might be nice and smooth and regular. So the quality of your breathing can really indicate how you are physically and mentally. So try not to change it. You're just being a witness and observing. Just start to notice where the body moves as you breathe. So there are places where there's movement, and there are places where there's stillness. So notice how the belly is receptive to the breath. It rises. As you breathe in, it expands, and then it draws back as you breathe out. The rib cage moves out to the side, and then it draws back and contracts on the exhale, and the chest rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. So just getting that feeling of filling up and emptying out with the breath. The inhale's bringing in your oxygen, your nutrients, your fuel, your energy, and the out breath is getting rid of waste, it's getting rid of tension as it taps into your relaxation response. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm just noticing how the body and the mind responds to the inhale and how it responds to the exhale. So they're both quite different roles. You'll feel energized as you breathe in, as the oxygen comes in, and then you'll feel relaxed as the exhale comes in and the air leaves the body. So the respiratory system is a bit like a cleansing tool. So the role of the inhale It's completely different from the roll of the exhale. And just threading your awareness through your body, noticing any areas where you're holding tension or you're gripping, and visualize sending your breath into those areas, giving yourself permission to completely relax. So we're going to come into the 3-part breath, which is a basic pranayama. It's one of the first ones that you learn when you're starting your yoga practice. There are 3 lobes to the lungs, the abdomen, the rib cage and the chest. So we're going to breathe into those 3 areas. You're going to bring your hands onto your belly, the middle fingers either side of the navel, and spread the hands out. And you're going to start to breathe into the abdomen. So the abdomen is just above the navel, not below. So as you breathe in, just allow the belly to push into the hands. And as you breathe out, draw the navel to the spine. The inhale comes in, the belly pushes into the hands. And as you breathe out, draw the navel to the spine. So just focusing on this area. As you breathe in, the diaphragm moves down and the belly expands. As you breathe out, the diaphragm lifts and then the belly falls. And when the diaphragm is lifted, you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, so your body's relaxed. Just do about 3 more breaths here, keeping the eyes closed. When you find that your mind's gone wandering off, just come back to the breath. So the breath anchors you to the present. And then we're going to bring the hands up a little bit further to the 2nd lobe of the lung. So to the outside of the rib cage. As you breathe in, I want you to just feel the ribs expand out to the side. As you fill up, then the exhale comes in, the ribs contract, so draw them in. Inhaling, the ribs move out to the side, and then exhaling, feeling that contraction. Just carry on, 4 more breaths here. And just keep your focus on this area, the 2nd lobe of the lung. From here, bring your hands onto the chest, so your fingertips are on your collarbones, your heels of the hands come down onto the rib cage. You're just going to start to breathe into the chest area. So as you inhale, feel the chest rise, and as you breathe out, it falls. So just focusing on this part, and you'll notice that there's very little movement as you breathe into the chest area. So this is where we generally breathe most of the time. We often hold the breath in and we hold the breath out, or we breathe really shallowly into the chest. So we don't really take in very much oxygen at all, and we don't really get rid of very much waste. So learning how to breathe is such an important part of your yoga practice, and the breath is with us all the time. Such an amazing tool. Just 2 more breaths here. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest. And then we're going to come into the 3 parts. So just keep 1 hand on your chest, 1 hand on the abdomen. And as you breathe in, you're going to allow the belly to expand. The rib cage is going to move out to the side, and then the top of the inhale, the chest rises. So you're coming into the 3 areas on 1 inhale. It's quite a lot to fill up. Then as you breathe out, the chest falls, the rib cage moves in, and then draw the navel to the spine so you're getting rid of all the air, creating space for the inhale to come in. The belly rises, the rib cage moves out to the sides, and at the top of the inhale, the chest rises. Then as you breathe out, the chest falls, the rib cage moves in, squeeze the navel to the spine. As you finally exhale, and just do 4 more rounds, complete breath. If you get a little bit dizzy, just come back to normal breathing. And then just coming back to normal breath. Bring the hands back onto the knees. Keep lifting up through the crown of the head and rooting down. And just bring your hands to the heart center into Anjali Mudra to finish your practice. Namaste.